So have you married? Okay. How long have you married? I've never been married. For me, marriage is not an achievement. So have you married? Okay. How long have you married? I've never been married. For me, marriage is not an achievement. So have you married? Okay. How long have you married? I've never been married. For me, marriage is not an achievement.
Hello, my people. Today we are looking at this our struggling African sister. What she said about marriage. She said that marriage is not an achievement. We want to dissect that powerful statement she made, and some people in the same condition as her, we say that marriage is not an achievement. Or maybe, I think maybe somebody have not come to her and proposed to marry her. And that's why she doesn't, she's making fools about it. You know what I mean? That's why she has this negative view about marriage. You know what I mean? And you can see that she's in abroad. And we have a lot of our African sisters in her situation. They're not married. The time is not in their side. Even if they move back to Africa, and they're not gonna find someone to marry them, but they're gonna find a man. I'm not saying they won't find a man, but marriage for them is over, and that's why she know that she understand that. So the only defense mechanism she she have is to say that to dismiss marriage and say no, it's nothing, it's not an achievement, but is suffering alone, being alone, an achievement? I don't think she will answer that question anyway, because for somebody to be lonely and alone without someone behind her, a man, is not an achievement either. I wonder what is achievement. What she think is an achievement for her, of a woman. You know what I mean? And sometimes it might not be completely her fault that she's not married, because some of our people in Africa or somewhere else, they have female sisters or your aunt, and these people, they never talk to them about life. They only talk to them about education, and they go to school, study stuff like that. And when these our African ladies, they finish their studies, and you know when they look back and they see the time has run out for them to get a man to marry them, and what they have is just a certificate education. You know what I mean? And the sad part of it, some of them will be childless as well, no child. And this is unfortunate that we are having like a group of African ladies in like you can say close to their 40s now, no children, no no husband, and they're coming out to say it's not an achievement. It's an achievement, my sister. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Maybe nobody have told you that marriage is an achievement. First of all, it's an achievement because if you're gonna have children, it's good to have it on when to have children when you're married. It's not good to have a child and they are single mom child. If you go to the statistics in America, you see like most of the men in prison, they're raised by single men, not single men, single woman. So children benefit more when they grow up under their dad and their mom. It's not when they grow up with one of them. They don't do well. I'm not saying you cannot find somebody that do well when they grow up under one parents, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it's a situation like if one of them died, you can't blame anyone. The people will understand. But I'm saying that when the two of them are still living, but not they are not together. You know, it's not life is not all about ourselves. We're gonna thinking about the children, But unfortunately, we see that some people, they don't have a good information time to tell them how to carry themselves. As they are going to school, they should not forget to get married, make it priority to have a man, and because it's always good to have somebody to share your burden. And not only that to share, but that person is required to share it. It's not like you have somebody like like this lady talking now. You might have a man, that comes once in a while, but the person is not gonna be there with her when if she's sick, and or even if she's sick, the person might just come. But if you see that sickness, it might be serious. The person, is you rarely find somebody that's gonna stick around, because he's gonna look for another lady like in that situation. You know what I mean? So marriage is an achievement. It's not. It's something that you should inspire. Every woman should inspire to get married. You know what I mean? And you should not wait until when you are desperate or when it's too late for you to get married. And I believe that sometimes this our sister don't have good information from their relatives, because sometimes they just nobody talks to those ladies. So they just allow them, when they see them, the only thing they talk to them, praise them. You know what I mean? Somebody should sit them down and tell them, look, you need to get, this time around it's difficult to get married. You have to carry yourself well so that you get married and you get married to a good woman, a good man. Peace.